All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Smith, and then I'll open it up for questions.
An up and down weekend at the national duels but we got to wrestle 4 Big Ten schools, which is a lot in a weekend. Being somebody that wrestled in the Big Ten, 2 in a weekend was a lot, so 4 was the physicality of it was something that we had to learn how to deal with, and we got better as the weekend went on. But it was a good learning experience for our team and coming out, placing in it when we weren't supposed to. We didn't know that though. But we see where we can improve at too and grow.
Coach, what did you think of the event as a whole, just a national dual competition like that?
It was really good. I mean, it's nice to have it back. I'm a big advocate of the national duels. I think it's the team concept of wrestling. It's one that outside fans like to watch because it's 2 hours, team versus team, and I'm glad we got it going, and we have the support of the corporation and Paycom, giving about 1.1 million in prize money, so that was really good. And just the building for us is good too, because we get to go down. That's where we compete for the Big 12s. So getting that with a lot of young guys that haven't wrestled in the tournament, making the trip down there in the early season, preparing where we're staying in the same hotel, it's getting us prepared for Big 12s too, and tough competition. But overall, it was great. I felt there was one moment where there were 2 national championship finals matches happening at the same time, from last March to in the building right there side by side in like the quarters of the semis. I forget what it was, and it's just the fans were getting a treat with all the matchups. There were so many nationally ranked wrestlers there.
Any updates on Cam or Nate?
Nate Pulliam, Nate will still be out for a while. Cam is probably a couple weeks. That's about the most I can give you on that. So yes.
Coach, a couple weeks in, has anything kind of surprised you or stood out about your team so far?
I like the way, especially these 2 are competing. They're really stepping up. And this guy over here, Zeke, has won about 4 or 5 nationally ranked matches. And just going into the season, wasn't sure. He's been in the program and put his time in for a long time, and got the opportunity this year, and he's making the most of it. So that, and then of course this guy isn't a surprise, but going out and wrestling the best guys in the country and getting big wins is good. And I think Mac Mauger at 125 is so close. He lost a couple heartbreakers by a point, and then pulled off 2 pins for us, which was nice. When you start getting a 25-pounder putting people on their back and pinning them, it really helps, especially in the duel, but in tournament wise too. That he's becoming a pretty solid pinner. He's a freshman, so he's a freshman. There's some good freshmen in the lineup that I'm excited about.
Coach, you keep saying you weren't quite sure what you had this season. Are you kind of starting to see it a little bit more now? Like, what's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, when you go through our lineup, Mac, our 25-pounder hasn't really started. He's been a starter kind of off and on, but not full-time. He has never been in the lineup. So when you go through our lineup, it was a lot of Jared Stoner was never really full-time in the lineup. So there were a lot of unknowns, and you don't know it till you get out there. And like Iowa did, they kicked us in the face and beat us pretty good. But when you break it down, there were a lot of tight matches in that duel, even though we lost 9 of the 10 matches. I think 2 or 3 went overtime, 4 or 5 were 1 point, 1 takedown difference. They have to learn from that. And the very next match, I didn't know what to expect. Are we going home early? Are we going to be out of this? Little Rock had beaten us the year before, and we just came out with a fire that I hadn't seen from the team. And they carried that into the Michigan match, and really even to the Minnesota. We went 5-5 with Minnesota and lost by a point, and had our opportunities to win some matches too, that I felt really good when leaving there, that this team is growing. They're getting better, and I see the way they practice. They enjoy it and get after it and want to learn.
Hey, Aiden, a lot of big matches this past weekend. What's the benefit for you to kind of get your hands on those guys this early in the season?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it gives me an opportunity to know exactly what I need to do to beat those guys. I think being in those matches early, some guys kind of shy away from that stuff, but me personally, I want it to be hard. I want a challenge. Some guys don't want a hard season. I want a hard season. I want to know I want to be prepared for nationals, not oh, now we're at nationals. I've never wrestled anyone. I want to wrestle everyone, and then we'll come to nationals, and hopefully I can be my best self. So.
Aiden, coach talked about you not necessarily competing that much before this year. What's it been like to get in there and compete at the level that you have so far?
It's fantastic. It's so nice. In the off season, I try my best to get as much competition in as I could. I think wrestlers really grow when they compete, and I think now that I finally get to wear tiger side, get to wrestle in the Hearns, it's so nice. It's fantastic. It feels really, really awesome. So I'm super excited. Hopefully, I can stay healthy, and look forward to the next 4 years. So.
Zeke, where's your mindset at coming into this season, maybe compared to seasons past?
This year I was just staying pretty optimistic, just focused on training hard, and I got the opportunity, and I'm taking advantage of the opportunity to do what I do, and I have belief in myself, and this year I'm kind of just thinking about getting better as the season's going on. This tournament this past weekend was awesome, and I love wrestling the high level of competition because it does show your flaws and as well as what you do good. So got some things to work on, and that's always good. So yeah, just staying at it this year, just training hard and focused on that.
Zeke, you wrestled with Keegan, is now both a teammate and a coach. What's that been like, having him in the building more as a prominent coaching figure?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of us look at him as a coach, more of like just a friend. But I'm sure the younger guys see him as a coach. But yeah, I was here, making me feel old. But yeah, no, he's been awesome. The knowledge of wrestling that he has is just insane. He helps everybody out in the room, and he's been doing that since he's been here, and now he's kind of just has a title to it. So nothing much has really changed, but it is awesome. He's there a lot more often because he's focusing on us and not so much himself as much. But yeah, it's been great help to the room.
Coach, you've talked about Keegan having to transition from teammate to coach. How have you seen him do it, and how have you seen the players reciprocate that?
He's doing great. I mean, I had to tell him that you're now on this side of it, that you have to be with them, but there's that separation, and he understands that. But I think with the older guys, it'll be a little bit tougher because they're like, they know each other. They have hung out in apartments together. They've grown up together at college. But the team I think half of our team is brand new. So, with those 15 new guys, they only know Keegan now as coach. And that's an important thing, that as the years go, they won't know him as the competitor, even though he's still competing. He'll train for the 28 Olympics, and he's in the midst of doing that still at his off times, which isn't often, but he gets his training in. And that's actually special for the young guys that are freshmen, that he pulls out and says, hey, come train with my freestyle practice. And they're getting to train with a guy that's got a shot at making the Olympic team. That brings them up levels too. So those young guys are getting a special, advantage there.
And to build off that a little, you talk about having so many freshmen, so many new faces. You've built such a culture here. What's it like after a year, like last year where you were under 500 for the first time since 01, I think, to have all these new guys and sort of have this transitional period in the program?
Well, these guys did an amazing job last year, just this past summer, just pulling the team aside every week, having team meetings, the leaders coming over my house, 7 of them every week, that it was something that we're gonna figure this out, get better. And they trained that way too this summer and fall. So, even though we were ranked lower than we've ever been, I think we were started in 19 or 20 in the country, we knew we were a better team than that we could compete with the best teams, and they trained that way. So that's kind of they have a higher expectation now, which is good, and they're hungry.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.